Before we get started with the show, I'd like to thank our sponsors. Our first sponsor is Atmos Planning, financial planners turning visionaries into meaningful millionaires. Our second sponsor of the day is Planet Duct. Reach out to them for any of your air duct cleaning needs. Now, let's get on with the show. There it is.
Oh, no. Don't hit me with a wah-wah.
And we're here with Matthew Biera.
I love it.
Gonna get that wah-wah.
Yeah.
All right, this is going to be a fun episode, dude.
Let's do it.
All right, so welcome back to the COS Business Podcast, the #1 podcast in Colorado Springs. My name is Andrew Hasley, and I am the host of the show. Today, I'm sitting here with Matthew Biera, and I'm saying your last name right?
Yes, sir. You got it right.
Sweet. I was going to double check that. With Colorado Junk Removal.
Correct.
And not any other formation or transition of the words exactly in that order.
Colorado Junk Removal.
Not Removal Junk, Colorado?
Nope, none of that. None of that. Hopefully it pulls up on Google if you type that in.
Yeah,
there.
and especially with all the SEO work that you do.
Right. Junk removed in Colorado.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully we're the ones.
Yeah. So
that's the goal.
So Mike, so we'll talk about your business in a second, but I just want to put a brief disclaimer for this episode. I'm the one switching the cameras. So if I forget to switch it and it just is landing on me while Matthew's talking or the other way, now you know why. So
it was Andrew's fault.
Yeah, it was my fault. And it's always my fault, you know.
Everything happens for a reason, Andrew, and you're perfect, man. You're
Yes.
good.
I love taking the blame. All right, man. So yeah, tell us a little bit about your business and what's that like. This is actually your second episode on the show. When you first came on, you were like a month into it.
A
dude.
month in, and a lot of things have changed, man. When I first came in, I was still in the truck and still we weren't even getting consistent work. We were maybe getting a job a day, if that, and so when I first came on the show, it was more just to get the name out there, get the business out there. Hey, we're a business.
You're doing your rounds everywhere.
Doing the rounds everywhere. Now, don't get me wrong. We still have moments of just a couple jobs a day instead of a full pack today. But we got a crew in place. We got an office manager answering the phone. And, I'm kind of handling the back ends and making sure the operation is running correctly.
Sweet, man. Well, I can't wait to get more into that in this episode and figure out exactly the progress you've made, what you've done to get there, and just any struggles you've had or anything like that. But first, I'm going to roll the intro music, and then we'll get started.
Roll it.
This is a show where we have real conversations with entrepreneurs and business owners who are mostly in Colorado Springs doing things in the community of Colorado Springs. Keys McGee. I got 4 keys.
Oh, okay.
4 keys, McGee.
Okay, there you go.
I got 4 different strokes. Oh, there it goes. See, I forget it. Okay, and yeah, man. So how's business been? You kind of already explained that you're now getting consistent jobs.
Yep. So the summer came around, spring came around. Advertising worked, me getting out there and getting the name out there worked. So yes, we're definitely getting calls. The phone's ringing all the time, and we do have consistent work for the week. It's still not, jam-packed days every day, but we have a few jobs a day, and we can always go out and put signs out and do other things to keep the guys busy.
Yeah, and are those signs working for you?
Oh, those signs work great. They do. We get calls all the time just saying, hey, right away. Well, I saw another one of your signs, so I figured I'd call you.
Oh,
it's
so
awesome.
cool,
we
man.
get so excited.
I know some of your locations for the signs. One's at Palmer Park. Yep. I go there almost every day, so I see it. Well, that one actually I think is new. Like you guys recently placed that one right there kind of off of Mazeland? How do you pronounce
okay.
that?
Yeah, Mazeland. Are you talking a big banner sign or just one of the small?
Tiny signs.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
the tiny signs.
Do you think that were you referring to the big signs?
No, I was referring to the
All
tiny
signs,
signs.
okay.
But yeah, all signs.
Yeah.
All signs are good signs.
Yes, exactly. For sure.
Yeah, so I was talking about the tiny signs, but the big signs, we have 2 locations on those, and one's off of Mark Shuffle and one's off of Constitution.
Okay.
And we get people mentioning those ones as well. But I like having those there just for branding or, just to get the name out more.
Yeah. What do you think is the biggest, the most effective marketing thing you're doing?
I would have to say networking.
Okay.
Yeah, getting out and getting in front of people.
Yeah.
If nobody knows about a business, how is the business going to run?
Yeah.
So at least we have people knowing about the business. Now, that enabled us to hit the ground running. Now, from here going forward, we haven't really dialed it in. We don't have 8 different numbers on, a number in a magazine, a number on my banner signs, a number on my picket signs, and a different number to be able to track.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, and you can do that, and we just didn't. At first, my goal was, hey, get out there. Let's get out there. Let's get known. Now, I really do. I'm thinking maybe get different numbers for each yard signs, and the yard signs, I'll know what area, is more profitable, or what area is really working.
Where do you need to double down on?
Where do I need to double down?
What do you need to cut out?
Correct.
Yes.
Thanks for helping me there. I was having a hard time saying that. You can hit me with a want. Yeah.
This is already one of the best episodes ever.
I love it.
You're giving facts, you're giving knowledge. We got wah-wahs. This is cool, man. This is good stuff. So yeah, man. So would you think that? Why do you think the signs work so well? And would you think they would work well for my business? Not that you would know, but
I think honestly, they would work well for any business.
Okay.
Any business out there. It doesn't matter even a lawyer, because it's your name out there. It's getting seen.
You say even a lawyer, literally the most prominent sign person is Frank Azar.
Yep.
And he's a lawyer.
Yeah, and he's on his way up to like big billboards. He doesn't do the little yard signs, but I guarantee
he's on buses, he's everywhere.
I guarantee you put little yard signs out there. I don't care what business you are, you're going to get some business from them yard signs.
People are going to call, people are going to recognize your name, whether they're curious, you're still doing business development. Like even if it doesn't lead to an exact deal or an exact exchange, but
for me it's branding. At least it's branding. Like
huge. Yes.
Yeah, like I said, we got people calling us just saying, hey, we see your signs everywhere. We're 6 months in and we look like we've been a business for years.
60 years.
6 years. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting, because I'm glad you said branding right there, because there's a big difference between branding, marketing, and sales. And I think that's something you understand very well, is the branding aspect, like really getting your brand and building that for the long term. Because if you're doing branding, you're thinking long term. You're not thinking I'm just trying to fill my truck up with a bunch of refrigerators or anything, you know, or take it to the scrapyard, just like a whole like truck. You've seen those trucks before?
Oh yeah. No, we're definitely thinking big. We're definitely branding. If I didn't have big visions, then we wouldn't be where we're at right now. I would still be in the truck, me and one other person. Maybe I would have somebody answering the phone for us, but it would still be me in the truck, and I'd be making a whole lot more money than I'm making right now, personally. Now the business is making money, but we need to. Either way, if I was in there doing the work, I could make more money than the visions we have. The visions we have to build it and brand it and get it big. Obviously, we're not. You got to take time.
And you mean short-term money.
Short-term money,
yeah,
correct.
You're thinking longer, because technically you're making more money doing the business.
In the long run, yep, it's gonna.
Yeah, man, that's cool, because I've been really wanting to do the sign thing. I just haven't got into it. What is some backlash you get from that? Is there any negatives about that?
I've only had one negative, and it was our fault. We put it in somebody's yard, and so they gave us a call and said, "Hey, don't ever do that again." Yada yada yada. And I respectfully, "Hey, that was our fault. I'm sorry. We didn't realize it was your yard." The minute we hang up, "Hey, who put it in somebody's yard?" Come on, guys. Yeah. Come on.
Get a little happy. Get a little aggressive.
I'm imagining it was like just a corner lot, and a main street, but then there's a little corner there, and they consider that their yard. So which again, if that's their yard, that's their yard. 100%. We don't want to disrespect anybody.
Is there any does the city allow that?
As far as I know, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so there are rules behind it. You can only put them out on the weekends. You have to put them out on Friday, pick them up on Monday, and things like that. But the yard signs that we get I get them knowing if they get blown away, if they get kicked down, if they get taken,
expense.
It's a business. It's going to happen, So I put them out there, and we set it and forget it.
You set it and forget it. You don't have any retrieval plans?
No.
Okay.
No. We've had times where we put a sign out there, and it stayed out there a day. The next day I drove by, it was gone. I'm like, darn, I had to put another one.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we've had times where we still have 3 signs on a certain street. I don't want to say nowhere because I don't want no one to go pick them up. But we've had those for like a month.
I know where we're at.
And they're right, boom, 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 just one after another. And I'm all right, y'all stay there, guys.
I think I see that because I see them, man.
Yeah.
And that would be cool though if like say one of those missing signs was just some high school kid and now it's hanging in their room,
right?
Just because they thought it looked cool.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah,
I'd be fine with that. Why not?
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So the information that I know is you can put them out. The city's going to pick them up, but it's going to cost you money. Mm-hmm. So if you want, you can Friday through Monday you can go out there, but it takes some time. Mm-hmm. It's not as easy as everybody thinks. Oh, you just go put some signs out. Mm-hmm. It does take a while to put signs out. I know it sounds weird.
Yeah. It's work. It for sure is work, but it hopefully pays off.
Oh, it does. It definitely pays off. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want, man, you can let me know. I'll get you some signs.
Okay.
We can make a big order together.
Okay. Yeah, we could that could probably bring the cost down.
Yep.
Nice. Okay, so back to networking. I noticed one thing, and you said it's probably one of the biggest aspects of what you do when it comes to promoting and branding and getting your name out there. One thing I've noticed specifically of why I think that is so powerful, especially for you, is because you're connecting with these people, meeting them individually. They're getting to know you. They're getting to like your personality. And now anytime anyone says anything on any Facebook group, you have like 10 people saying, Matthew Biera, Colorado junk removal. And I didn't even realize how many people needed junk removal until you came along, and then like 100 people would comment your name, and I was like, the reason I didn't know, and the reason why I say until you came along is because Facebook would never show me those posts, because Facebook shows posts that like your friends are commenting on or and all that stuff. So just seeing the need, I didn't know there was such a need for people that need like junk removed, or just something gone. Like usually it's like something that you don't think junk removal, but you see it, and so you see 5 to 10 people just commenting your name, and I think that's due to the networking you do.
I would have to agree. I would really agree. I mean, most of those are networking comments, but then we do have the word of mouth comments too. People on there, we get calls saying, hey, we're only calling because we saw 10 people mention you.
Yeah.
We weren't even thinking about junk removal. We saw that. We saw 10 posts. But a lot of it is networking. And then, as we grow, we are getting a following. We are getting the clientele that trust and believe in our work, and they know what we're going to do. They know what we're going to provide. And
that's building on itself.
And that's building on itself. Yes. And I mean, back to what you were saying about you never knew anything about it. There's other people, there's other businesses in the Springs. There's businesses in the Springs that have been here 6-10 years, but they don't network. And
they don't know,
and that's okay, to each their own. If they don't want to network, that's fine. That I felt like, for me, that was how we were going to get out there. How you said, people get to know you, they get to like your personality, then they want to recommend you. That was my whole goal the whole time. It was like, you know what, I'm going to be me. I'm going to show people me. I'm going to show them that, I might not be the smartest in the library, or I might not be able to read the whole. I don't know, but maybe I say some things that make no sense every once in a while, but I'm still me, I'm still going to try to do my best. I'm going to try to do right for who I'm saying I'm going to do right for, and just do the right thing, and that's kind of was my goal behind the business, and I'm glad you noticed, man. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. And, and it's not like I didn't know about junk removal either. It's just I didn't know that it could be used in so many. I didn't know there were so many, such a demand for it, essentially. I had no idea. And what's interesting is I know your story a little bit, and you got inspired, and within a day, essentially, you started the business. Is it because you saw oh wow, there's a huge need for this? Is that part of it, or you just gotta let me know?
So there's a need for anything. Anything. If somebody has an idea and they don't know how to speak on that idea, they can hire somebody that they think knows how to talk better. So they'll hire somebody because they have a need for somebody that talks better than them. And that's just how they feel. So the way I think in business, there's millions and millions and millions of people in the world. No matter what anybody wants to do, they can do a business if they want. If they want to go fold clothes. They can make a fold and clothes business. If they want a poop scoop, they can poop scoop business.
I've seen those trucks.
You know? So it really wasn't, I've always had the business mindset. And whenever I came across that video, it just said, that's what it is. It was nothing about, hey, there's really a need for that. Hey, I see the market in the Springs and nobody's networking. I knew about networking, but I didn't know the Colorado Springs networking community before I started this.
I never knew about networking at all before I got into business.
Yeah. So I knew networking, but I didn't know anybody Colorado Springs network. So it wasn't like I knew I was coming in and there was no competition. And no offense to the competition, just meaning nobody's in there networking. That's what I mean by it. So I didn't know that was going to happen. You know, I thought I'd be coming in and I'd probably meet a couple junk removals and, you know, I'd join some groups and just go from there. It all fell into place and it all just spiraled and worked great. But no, it was just the video. I saw the video and it just said, hey, that's what I'm doing.
What was it about it? If it wasn't high
it was that I have a truck and that's something I could do.
You knew you could do it. Yeah.
I knew like I said, anybody could do any business. If I wanted, whatever I wanted to do, I could probably go do as long as I can. I mean, you got to learn about it, obviously. I'm not that, you know, cocky and everything, you know, but I just feel that way. I really feel firmly that anybody can do anything they want to do. You put your mind to it, you work hard, and you keep plugging away. You're going to hit those speed bumps. They're going to happen. We've learned all kinds of things in the 6 months, but we're still plugging away. You know, I just feel that way.
So what was it about it then? Like, was it that you were just ready? Because there's obviously something. Like, was it just right time, right place?
Right time, right place. Right time, right place. For the 2 years prior to that, so I worked at AT&T, and then the 2 years prior to that, I was jumping around from small business to small business. I currently went in with a buddy of mine. We were actually going to do our own business together. We were going to do duct cleaning.
Oh, yeah. Great.
Good thing we didn't do that. So we were going to do duct cleaning, and
shout out to Brandon Kirk, the sponsor of
Brandon
the show.
Kirk, my man. So we did that for a little bit. He knew all the duct cleaning stuff. I knew management, leadership, and talking to people and building a team, things like that. So that's kind of why he wanted me along with it, and he was going to teach me how to do the duct cleaning, and we were going to go from there. Well, as we were doing this, it was like more of a, and no offense to him, he got it going. He got the LLC and everything, but it was kind of more of his show. And I'm ready for a place where, hey, I knew it was time for me to do what
you wanted. Your own show.
I wanted, not necessarily my own show. I wanted to do things the way I wanted to do it, had it the right way, in my opinion. You know, I guess, yes, your own show. I wanted my own show. Yeah. I wanted it.
Yeah. So, okay. Glad you can admit that.
Yeah. So,
there's nothing wrong with that either.
Yeah. So, you know, when that video came across, it was the right time. It was just like, hey, you know, I need to make a decision right now, whether I'm going to go all in on this side with the ducks with somebody else, or I'm going to go all in on my own and
junk removal was it.
And junk removal was it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was that video?
It was Reyes, the entrepreneur. He goes around. At first, he would build his own small businesses. So he would make shirts, or he would make jewelry, I don't know, whatever, lawn mowing businesses. And then he started going from smaller businesses and interviewing them. So he kind of just goes and hosts a little mini show and interviews these guys and says, hey, this is how you do it in the mobile detailing business. And he follows them around for the day. And he goes over their numbers and stuff.
He records like footage.
Footage of what they're doing.
So not just like an interview like show like this one.
Yeah, not just an interview show. He actually goes around. Dude, he's a fun one to watch. Reyes the entrepreneur. Check him out.
Reyes the entrepreneur.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So he started small, and I mean he's up to like 400,000 subscribers now. Nice. But he was doing a video on junk removal. It was Sonoma County, Sonoma Strong. It's Matt and JoJo Vic who run that one, and he did that show, and that's the one I saw. I was like, that's it.
So it literally could have been a different episode, and you would have started a different business.
I've seen his videos,
okay, gotcha.
And just none of the other ones inspired me.
That one clicked.
That one clicked.
You saw like what was there certain aspects of the junk removal business that really stood out to you?
The fact that I can do it.
Okay, that was a big one.
Yeah. So I really looked at this one, and I looked at this, and I said, okay, this business is customer service. And that's what I am, is customer service. I'm
You could do it, and you could do it well.
I can do it, and I can do it well. Yep. So the fact that I looked back and I said, it's not mobile detailing. I know nothing about detailing cars.
It's not videography.
It's not videography. I don't know anything about videography. It's not music producing. I don't know anything about beat making or whatever, It's customer service, and that's what I know. So I said, okay, I can set this up literally how you want, because it's a customer service business. And that's what we went for. I was like, all right, I got a truck. I'm going for it.
Yeah, and then you did.
Yep. Yep.
and then 2 months later, I met you. And
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. No, thank you. So was doing any of this networking stuff, or you said at the beginning that if you didn't have big visions, then you wouldn't be where you are. You would be stuck in a truck by yourself. Mm-hmm. Was there any like mentorship or any words from other people in the community that was really driving that?
No, this has been, these were my visions from day one. Just this is where I wanted to be. I definitely need some mentorship going forward, because, this is new to me here. I've definitely built programs and seen them go into fruition and change stores around, come to a store and turn it around and make double in a year. But it was always at Finish Line. I went in and the year I went in, they made 700,000. The next year we made 1.4 million.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I just went in and just, hey, we got to do things this way, customer service, this. But there's also a template.
You going as like an employee?
I was a manager.
A manager.
I went in as a manager. Nice. Yeah. But there was a template for me, I say template. My son, template. That's what he says.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
So there was a template laid out for me.
Your son says it right, by the way.
I know.
No, I'm just kidding. There is no right way. Words are words. Progress. Colorado.
Yeah. There you go. So this is a little new to me, because now I'm actually building it myself and having to put it all together myself. And I've dealt with hundreds of dollars. I've never dealt with thousands of dollars. So at this point, it's a little, it is a little bit like, okay, we're jumping into the deep end.
Give
now.
me some guidance so I don't screw myself over.
Yes, correct.
Screw everyone else involved over either.
Yeah, because now we got people relying on me now. At first it was just me and my truck payment.
Obviously your family too.
And my family, yeah. But now we got my family, we got other people's families as well. I got 3 other people's family, that we're paying their bills. So.
Yeah. So do you have anyone in mind that you would like to talk to?
I have some in mind.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah, I'm not there yet. I'm hard-headed. I'm
the same.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, I got it. I got this. But there's definitely some that I've seen out there in coaching, and there's definitely, whenever I know I am ready, then I will pull that trigger. Okay. I haven't, because I tend to pull the trigger real fast, and a lot of times it's a bad decision. Then I gotta correct it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just don't want to correct any.
Yeah.
And to be frank, I've done that already. I did it once with somebody.
Okay.
Yeah. I said, hey man, I need a coach, and then, a couple of days later I said, hey man, sorry, I might have got scared or whatever,
Okay.
So I'm just not going to do that anymore. Next time it's going to be.
You don't want to have to do that to someone again.
Correct.
Because
I should have never done it in the first place. It's
exactly.
not a good thing to do.
Yeah, exactly. For sure. So what do you think have been some of the biggest struggles and challenges that you've had to overcome so far?
So at first it would definitely be personal family, getting it was always me as the sole provider, and then my wife got in a nursing job, and so at that point it was like, hey, you can kind of try to find what you're doing, what you want to do. And that was those 2 years of me trying to find what I wanted to do.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah, it was really, it all played out great. But, I was getting a consistent paycheck during that time because I was working for other people. Well, once I started my own, I didn't pay myself for maybe 4 months. And even whenever I do pay myself, most of the time I pay myself and then I transfer it right back into the business. And getting my wife on board and really showing her that this can be it, that was tough at first. Another thing is the fact that, I've been in charge before, like as far as management and leaderships and all that. But owner is a little bit of a different feel. It really is. And I don't like transitioning into that owner feel and the owner mentality. That was weird.
Yeah. What do you think the difference is?
So when you're a manager, you're leading the team for the one goal that the business has, right? Mm-hmm. And you're managing them and you're supposed to lead them saying, "Hey, this is the goal of the company." Mm-hmm. Whenever I'm doing the company, it's the same thing. Mm-hmm. You say, "Hey, this isn't Matt's goals. This is Colorado Junk Removal's goals." But it feels and maybe it's just a mental thing, mm-hmm. but it feels like at times it's more of a, hey, we're not doing this for the business, we're doing this for you, kind of thing. And that's what I was thinking. And I asked that. I was going to say a word, but I wanted to hear it from you first. Mm-hmm. Does it feel like a little more selfish a little bit? A little bit more. Okay. A little bit more. Yeah. And that's not the case at all, because you're building this for I mean, like I said, right now I'm providing for 3 families. Wait till we have 20 trucks out there. Then we're providing for 80 families or 44 families or whatever the number is at that point. Mm-hmm. I mean, so we are doing this for a bigger cause, and it allows, once you can do that, it allows you to have more opportunities to maybe even help for causes that you may want to be a part of. Maybe right. Maybe the business can support causes now and actually have an impact in that cause because it has 20 trucks, Exactly. And I forgot to switch myself. Exactly. It's all right. It's all right. I'm leaving it on you for like most of the time and forgetting, but it's cool though because you're responding, to what I'm saying, so it still feels like it's part of the conversation. What if I just stayed like this? Please do. All right, Matt. Do you prefer Matthew? Whatever you want, man. I'm fine with. Yeah. I think I say both. I interchange them. Either way. Yeah. All right, sweet, man. We should have put some crickets right there. Oh yeah, that's what I was giving you a chance for. I know you gave it. This was all planned before, guys, yes. And he dropped the ball. Wah wah. No! Now I'm gonna murder you for saying that. Wrong button. Okay. Great times, Andrew. For sure, man. So yeah, we've already we've covered some really awesome stuff. I think there's gonna be some really good clips that we can cut out of this for sure. I guess I'll just turn it around on this. I mean, turn it around on the show, in your perspective. I've never done this before. So is there anything we can do to improve the show, or is there any ideas you have for it? No, dude, I think you're doing a great job. Okay. I really do. I mean, even to the setup. I love the setup. I love everything about it. You're everywhere. You're constantly out and about. You're constantly trying to get, not only get in front of people, but you're helping people as well. Mm-hmm. You're doing the 3, you're everywhere. So, I think you just keep doing what you're doing and you're going to be on the moon. Yeah. I think you're going to be on the moon one day. Man, definitely going to stop by the moon on my way to Mars. Oh, there you go. Oh, it was Mars. My apologies. Yeah. You got to stop by the moon. You can't pass that destination. Now you can womp me because I dropped the ball. There. It's like, you'll drive through. I'm trying to make an analogy, but there's places you stop by. You gotta stop. you gotta stop and see on the way there, especially if you're going out into space. If you're going to space, you gotta make a pit stop. You might have to use the bathroom. Yeah, exactly. It's a long route. It's a long drive. 238,000 miles away on average. The moon is. So it's pretty far. That is. That's a ways. I don't know how big the circumference is of the world is. I think it's something like 17 or 11,000. It's only like that. So imagine the moon, like way over there. It's really far. It's far. It is far. Yeah, man, and maybe there'll be a need for junk removal. On the moon? In space. Can we go together? Yes, we can. You can film it. Yeah, I can. That's part of the goal. I love it. I love it, Andrew. I know that there's going to be a big issue with space debris floating around in orbit. I don't know if you know about that. And that's junk. And it's going to be, as that increases more and more, these are even if it's just tiny, these things are flying at 11,000 miles per second.
and they're like going around in orbit that fast. So if you're like trying to leave orbit and that thing hits you, like it's game over. Like it's like getting hit by a bullet. So it's like,
is it not moving with the atmosphere as the atmosphere moves? Kind of like how we move on the Earth, and like the Earth is moving, but
Earth
we just
spins.
don't. Right.
And these things, and so these things are being pulled around the Earth. So they're going a lot faster.
Oh, they're like little slingshots.
Yes, and they're like on a massive scale. So let's break this down a little bit. The International Space Station, every 11 minutes, I think it goes around the Earth. Like something like that. And like I may be wrong with those exact numbers, but I know like it goes around like the entire Earth very fastly.
So with those particles moving real fast, if they move, they're not moving with the moon. They're moving as the moon just chills and does its own little move.
The moon's way over here. The space debris is like close to the atmosphere, but to leave the atmosphere to get to the moon, there's going to be space debris.
Okay, cool.
And there's already a bunch of debris, and you know,
I didn't know what you were talking about until like I put it in the films, you know, the movies, because then you see all the big rocks and stuff, all the big debris just floating around there. Yeah. But it always looks like it's just floating there. Mm-hmm. It doesn't look like it's like.
It's because like if you're on the International Space Station, you're going around with that stuff at that same speed, so it's like it
so they're with it.
So yeah, they're in orbit, like orbiting around. So yeah.
And the rocket's got to go through.
The rocket's got to go through, and like obviously space is big, atmosphere is big, so.
But eventually, all the debris is going to get big too.
Well, it gets smaller. That's where it gets dangerous. It starts breaking down. So now you got like one piece that's like this big breaks down to 5, and now you got 5 things flying around. But that's the dangerous part about it. They're flying around really fast.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I didn't mean to break all that stuff down, but yeah, it was fun. I mean, what I was getting at is like it could be an expansion for junk removal because there's a lot of space junk.
We're going as big as possible.
Yeah, exactly. So, yes. To the moon.
To the moon.
yeah, man, and that's why I'd like to dream is I would like to somehow figure out how to evolve my video production company into space. That's kind of one of my ideas. It may be a wild idea. It may be just a shot in the dark. But I kind of see it, you know.
I love big dreams. I love it. I mean, we always had big dreams when we were younger. Always thought bigger. Always thought, wow, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. You know, and society or school, I don't know who tells us to not think like that. Mm-hmm. But why not? Why not? Who's to tell you can't go film on Mars? You know, figure out a way and go do it.
It's because people want to be practical. People want to be safe. And maybe that's the right route for some people. Maybe that's the right route for 80% of people. But I'm not one of them.
Me either.
Yeah.
I live life on the high dive.
On the high dive.
I'm doing gainers.
Afraid of the high dive.
I'm doing gainers. I don't even know how to do a backflip.
Doing gainers.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. My friend, he's been doing this 365 challenge. He's once every day. Mm-hmm. He does parkour stuff, but he makes like a little tiny video of him either practicing on his board or practicing in Kansas City because he's from Kansas City. And so like he's on like day 183 right now. It's halfway through the year, something like that, or close to it. And he's on day 180 something. I don't know, something around there. But one of the ones he did was he was at the pool and he just did this crazy flip off the low dive. But I watched that video like because it was short. I watched it over and over again because I've always wanted to know every time I try to go off the high dive, and I know this has nothing to do with anything, but every time I try to go off any diving board, I know that you're supposed to push it and then jump and then bounce. And something like that. Well, I know that you want to make it happen, but I'm afraid to make it happen because I'm afraid I'm gonna slip off when I try to make that force go down.
The second at the end of it.
Yeah, so like I'm always scared of that for some reason. I don't know why.
Just go for it.
I watched his form because it was so good because this dude did this like 10 times. He flipped like off the low. It was probably like 5 rolls, but it was like okay. So he pushed the board down, it goes down, and then So basically what you do is you try to reach for the sky and jump up, so that way when you land, you land when it bounces.
You get like the double bounce.
Yeah, so it's like jump up, this thing's going down, so when you hit, you're like...
Right,
and
right.
And what it did is it shot him up, and he was like... He just rolled out, dude.
Yeah.
And it was just so cool. I was just trying to analyze the physics of it. I was like, how the hell did he do that? But he's just this kid. He's been trying out for the Ninja Warrior stuff a lot.
Sweet.
And like it's actually funny. Like when I was doing YouTube, is how I met him. We were downtown at the plaza shooting this video, and these kids came up to us. I say kids because I think they were like 17 at the time. Mm-hmm. and they were like, "Oh, you guys shoot a YouTube video, blah blah blah." And it was like, "Can we do a backflip?" I was like, "Yes,
too cool.
Do a backflip, man." So we filmed that, and that's how I met him. And like next thing we were just kicking it, you know, like we went and did some cliff jumping and stuff like that. And they were obviously more risque than me.
I want to do some fun stuff like that.
Yeah,
I do. I want to. If you're down to do like some of that, I'm all for it, man.
Jake Daggle.
Is he?
He was talking about doing some skydiving on his birthday this year.
Let's go. Me and Jake, come on, Jake.
Come on,
let's go. Me, you, and Andrew.
And he said he's trying to get some people together for it. It's like $200 or something like that.
I'm in.
And I've been wanting to skydive hardcore lately. Like I just been feeling an itch for it, even though I'm gonna be nervous as crap.
Oh yeah.
Like the first time I ever went on like a big slide as a kid, like a 5-year-old, like I was a 5-year-old, and I wasn't acting like a 5-year-old, but probably.
You were acting like a 5-year-old. We all were.
I was acting like a little baby.
I still act like a 5-year-old a lot.
But I mean, it was one of those giant metal swirly ones when they used to have metal slides, which was the dumbest I did, like scorching 120 degrees.
Yeah, burning your tail.
Like made no sense. I don't know why. but like those big spirally ones. Like I remember I went up there with my older brother, and you know, I walked back down the stairs. I didn't go on it. I was afraid. So like that's one thing, just based off my history, I'm afraid to do when I pay for skydiving. It's like, am I going to chicken out at the last second? And I don't think I don't think there's a choice.
Well, I think there is a choice. I don't think they can like push you out, but
you can.
I'm not gonna push you out. I'm not gonna. I'll encourage you.
Maybe Jake will do it.
I'll encourage you.
I need someone to push me.
That's funny.
Yeah, man, we're just going off on tangents. Right?
I know. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
I mean, that's actually what I want the show to do. Like, I want to stick to business, and I want to really provide value that could be helpful. But I also want it to be a real conversation, and I love it when that happens. So. And not every time do I feel like it's appropriate to just talk about space debris.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah. I did this time. So yeah, man, we'll start wrapping this up. Yeah. Is there anything you'd like to promote that we haven't covered yet, or anything that you like have a special on, or anything?
No. I mean, just thank you guys for all your support you've been giving me and Colorado Junk Removal. We really appreciate it. We hope to be around Colorado Springs for years and years to come, and we hope to start spreading even outside of Springs. But we couldn't do it without you guys. Thank you. Thank y'all so much. Appreciate the love and support y'all been giving us.
Yeah, nice, man. When I looked at the screen while you were looking at the camera, you were still looking at me. It was really cool.
Oh, yeah.
Like I could still make eye contact.
Look at me, Andrew.
What's up, dude?
Hey.
Yeah, man, this is cool. Where can people reach out to you?
ColoradoJunkRemoval.com, or you can always give us a call, 719-249-1717, and we can get you on the schedule. We can come help you out and help you remove any unwanted junk. Whatever you guys consider junk, we consider junk. We'd love to help you out.
We'll have to get a phone number specifically for the podcast.
Oh, yeah, podcast number. Ooh, I like that.
Sweet, man. Oh. It's cutting out. Okay, frozen. It was Froze Rose for a second. Okay.
That's a sign.
Yeah, man. All right, so we'll wrap this up. This has been the COS Business Podcast today here with Matthew Biera, and we'll see you guys on the next one. It kind of sounds like cop music. Like
it does. We should be rolling in together with some stogies.
Yes. For sure, man. Yeah. All right, this is it.
Yes, good stuff, man.
Good, man. I think that turned out well.
Yeah. We did get to talking, but oh well, that's what it's about. Having some fun.
Mostly we're talking about the good stuff.
Always.
The good, by that.